गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् यासा पद्मासनस्था विपुलकटितटी पद्मपत्रायदाक्षी गम्भीरावर्धनाभैः स्तनभरणमिता शुभ्रवस्त्रोत्तरीया लक्ष्मीर्दिव्यैर्गजैन्द्रैः मणिगणिगचितैः स्नापिता हेमकुम्भैः नित्यं सा पद्महस्ता मम वसतु गृहे सर्वमाङ्गल्ययुक्ता. On this auspicious occasion of Sri Varalakshmi Vratam, me, Karthik Shankar, along with Srimati Mridula Ashwin, have come together for a presentation called Madhava Manohari. The name might sound common for a few, unique for a few, and not so heard for many. So we will see a few aspects of Mahalakshmi in this presentation, obviously along with some great music. We shall begin the presentation with a slice of the Puranas. This is a story from the Skanda Purana that tells us about the life history or story of the planet Shukran or Venus as we call it. Today also happens to be Shukravara or Friday, and that is why I thought we could take this and know about the planet better. So all of us are aware of the Daksha Yajna, the story of Daksha Yajna, and how the Yajna that Daksha wanted to conduct got destroyed by Parameshwara and his Bhutaganas. Bruhu, one of the most important and revered rishis, was a part of that yagam where he made fun of Lord Shiva, and so his beard was cut off. He was shaved by one of the Bhutaganas as a mark of disrespect, like it was done to punish him. At that point, Bhrigu got extremely angry, but later he realized the mistake that he had done. He had spoke ill of Parameshwara, and that is what he had realized. Because of this realization, he underwent a tedious tapas, focusing on goddess Mahalakshmi. When goddess Mahalakshmi appeared in front of him, he asked that, "Oh Lakshmi, you should be born as my daughter." Because Bhrigu has another famous past where he always insulted the female goddesses. He always saw the supreme Brahman as only in the male form. He did not respect the female form. So he thought this would be a prayaschittam for all the sins he had committed. Mahalakshmi, being the ever-loving, kind mother, accepted the boon he had asked, granted him the boon, and was born as daughter to Bhrigu and his wife Khyati. As Mahalakshmi was born to Bhrigu, she is called Bhargavi. Mahalakshmi was born to Bhrigu and Khyati, and Bhrigu named her Bhargavi, and she was raised and was married off later to her beloved Mahavishnu. Simultaneously, Bhrigu had another wife called Ushana. She is also called Kavya Mata. Bhrigu and Ushana had a son called Ushanas. This Ushanas was later known as Shukra. Ushanas and Mahalakshmi, goddess Mahalakshmi, are siblings. So that is one of the major reasons why Mahalakshmi is worshipped on Fridays. And Mahalakshmi, who is Ushanas' sister or Shukra's sister, is worshipped on Fridays, gets very happy and blesses her devotees in abundance. This is mainly because of another incident that took place in the Puranas. Ushanas or Shukra later becomes Shukracharya, the guru or the guide for asuras or the demons. So he, at many instances, insults Mahavishnu, and Mahalakshmi, being Madhava Manohari, does not like it. She doesn't want her brother to be doing such things. So then he asks for forgiveness, that if Mahalakshmi is worshipped on Fridays, everybody who are suffering from Shukra Dasa, the ill effects of Shukra will be relieved from the ill effects. The ill effects will be minimized when Mahalakshmi is worshipped and she gets pleased on Fridays. Muthuswami Dikshitar, one of the Carnatic music trinity, has composed numerous musical pieces, masterpieces. Words aren't enough to describe his genius on Mahalakshmi. One such kriti is what we are going to listen today. Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lahari in Ragam Madhava Manohari. The beauty of this kriti can be experienced only after multiple times of listening to the same kriti. When we listen to the first time, it feels like an outward description of Mahalakshmi, of goddess Mahalakshmi. But then later, as we keep listening, we ourselves understand many intricacies underlying in this composition. One such thing is the excessive use of the letter Ma. In this kriti, Dikshitar repeats the letter Ma multiple times throughout the kriti. It starts with Mahalakshmi. So there is Ma. Karuna Rasa Lahari Mamava Madhava Manohari. In Pallavi itself, we have almost 3 times of the Aksharam Ma. Then in Anupallavi starts at Mahavishnu Bakshasthala Vasini. So then again it starts with Ma. So the letter Ma itself denotes Mahalakshmi. When Parashakti takes the form of Kamakshi, many acharyas, many great saints have decoded the meaning of the word Kamakshi. They split it as Ka plus Ma plus Akshi. The letter Ma in Kamakshi represents goddess Mahalakshmi. The same ideology is represented by Dikshitar in his another kriti in Hindola Ragam, Neerajakshi Kamakshi. It starts off with Sharada Ramanayane. In Kamakshi, the letter Ma denotes Mahalakshmi and Ka denotes Saraswati. So the one who has Lakshmi and Saraswati as her eyes is called Kamakshi. That is one of the many meanings of her names, but that is a very significant meaning. So keeping all those great bhashyams in mind, keeping all those mantras, all those bijaksharas in mind, Dikshitar has composed this kriti, Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasalahari Mamava Madhava Manohari. The wordplay itself is very beautiful. In terms of it goes Mamava Madhava Manohari. It tells, protect me, O goddess. You are the Manohari, the most favorite of Madhava, of Mahavishnu. Isn't she? So this becomes a very meditative, a very beautiful piece, just like how Dikshitar's other compositions are. The Anupallavi starts by telling where she resides. He tells Mahavishnu Vakshasthala Vasini. We are very well aware, Vakshasthalam, the place on Mahavishnu's chest where Mahalakshmi resides, is a mole, a macham what we call, where Mahalakshmi resides. Mahavishnu Vakshasthala Nivasini Mahadeva Guruguha Vishwasini. Mahadeva. Mahadeva refers to Lord Parameshwara, but here it can be seen as another meaning. Mahadeva or Parameshwara is the one who has golden complexion, and so does Mahalakshmi. He is Ponnar Meniyane, he has the skin of golden complexion, and she is Hiranya Varanam Harinim, Hiranmayim Lakshmim. Both are the ones in golden complexion. So, Parameshwara, that is Lord Shiva, and goddess Mahalakshmi are again siblings. Mahalakshmi has lots of brothers. So, Mahadeva Guru Guha Vishwasini. Here we have Dikshitar's Ankita Mudra. Then there is a very interesting Madhyama Kalam. There are two Madhyama Kalams in this composition. Both are very interesting. Mahapapa Prashamani, Mara Janani, Manonmani, Mangala Pradayini. Manonmani, Mara Janani, Mangala Pradayini. The phrase Mara Janani is of very great interest. For those who have been singing lots of Muthuswami Dikshitar compositions might be aware, but Dikshitar always tells Kama Janaka in many of his compositions, like in Swaminatha Paripalaya Shumami Nate, it starts with Kama Janaka, the Anupallavi starts with Kama Janaka. In Mahaganapati Avatumam Gaula, again Kama Janaka, the phrase is found. Kama Janaka, Kama refers to Manmatha or Cupid. Manmatha's Janaka. Janaka means father. Manmatha's father is Lord Vishnu. If Vishnu is Manmatha's father, who is Manmatha's mother? It is obviously goddess Mahalakshmi. So, Mara Janani. Mara also refers to Manmatha, who is Cupid. So, Mara Janani. She is the mother of Manmatha. Mara Janani. Mangala Pradayini. She bestows upon us all kind of prosperity, good health, good virtues, good behavior, value systems. Not just money, but much more than that. The Charanam starts off by praying to Mahalakshmi as Kshira Sagara Sute. Kshira Sagaram, or the ocean of milk, is Mahalakshmi's mother or father, usually father. Lakshmim Kshira Samudra Rajatanayam Shrirangadameshwarim goes the shloka. So, Kshira Samudra Rajatanayam. Here, Kshira Sagara Sute. The same ideology is being reflected by Dikshitar. Vedanute. She is being praised by the Vedas, especially the Sri Suktam talks so much about her, in praise of her. Kshitishadi Mahite. Kshitishadi Mahite. Kshiti refers to earth. Kshitisha refers to the ones who rule the earth. The ones who rule the earth are kings or emperors. So she is being worshipped, she is being praised by kings of various kingdoms, not just South Indian or North Indian, but various kingdoms across the globe. She might not be just in the name of Mahalakshmi everywhere, but she might have different names. Nama Rupa might change, but the tattva or the concept behind her is the same. It won't change. Shiva Sahite. This is again very interesting. The word Shiva is used by both Tyagaraja Swami and Muthuswami Dikshitar at confusing situations like this. Usually we associate the word Shiva as Lord Shiva, Parameshwara, the one who resides in Kailashavasi. Uma Maheshwara. We associate Rudra to Shiva always. Yes, he is called Shiva. But here, the word Shiva has more meanings than just the name of him. Shiva means auspiciousness. Shamkaro iti Shankaraha is what we know. So Shiva also means auspiciousness, Mangalakaram. So Shiva Sahite also refers to Mahavishnu here, with whom she is always, she doesn't separate from him. She's always with him only. Wherever she goes, he goes. Wherever he goes, she goes. Shiva Sahite. Bharati, Rati, Shachi, Pujite. Bharati is goddess Saraswati. She is Vidya Lakshmi as well. So Bharati. Rati is Manmatha's wife. Shachi Devi is Indra's wife. So all these Bharati, Rati and Shachi pray to goddess Lakshmi to bless them with good values, good looks and nice jewelry maybe. Bharati Rashi Shachi Pujite Bhakti Yukta Manase Virajate. She stays in the hearts of those who have pure bhakti. The Madhyama Kalam of the Charanam is again very interesting in terms of wordplay and the deep meaning it has. Varijasanadhyamara Vandite. Varijasa refers to Indra. So she is worshipped by Indra and all other 33 crore devatas. Naradadi Munibrinda Nandite. She is praised by Narada and other rishis. Nirajasana Haste Sumanaste. She stays in the hearts, the lotus-like hearts of her devotees. Nirajasanaste Sumanaste. Sarasahaste. Sarasahaste, the one who holds lotus in her hands. We always have seen Mahalakshmi with lotuses in her hands. So, Sarasahaste. Sada Namaste. I always go at the lotus feet. That is the essence of this composition. On just we have just scratched the surface. Not even that. There is much more to it. As I already said, repeated listening and repeated contemplation on the lyrics, the beautiful Madhava Manohari Ragam, and the just the way the words move will make us realize much more things.
Lakshmi दासीभूत समस्त देववनिता दासीभूत समस्त देववनिता श्रीमन्मन्दकटाक्ष श्रीमन्मन्दकटाक्ष लक्ष विभव ब्रह्मेन्द्र गदाधर वन्दे मुकुन्द प्रिया वन्दे मुकुन्द प्रिया वन्दे मुकुन्द प्रिया Now I'll be presenting a composition of Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar in the ragam Madhava Manohari, Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lahari. Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lahari, Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lahari, Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lahari, Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lahari, Madhava Manohari, Shri Mahalakshmi Karuna Rasa Lahari, Madhava Manohari, Shri Mahavishnu Vakshasala Vasini, Mahavishnu Vakshasala Vasini, Mahadeva Guru Vishwasini, Mahadeva Guru Vishwasini, Mahapapa Prashamani Manonmani Marajanani Mangala Pradayini, Mahapapa Prashamani Manonmani क्षीरसागर सुते दनुते क्षीरसागर सुते दनुते क्षितिशादि महिते शिवसहिते क्षितिशादि महिते शिवसहिते भारती रति शचिपूजिते भारती रति शचिपूजिते वारिजासनाद्यमनवदिते नारदादि मुनि ब्रह्मनदिते वारिजासनाद्यमनवदिते नारदादि मुनि ब्रह्मनदिते नीरजासनसे सुमनसे सारसहसे सदा नमस्ते वारिजासनाद्यमनवदिते नारदादि मुनि ब्रह्मनदिते नीरजासनसे सुमनसे सारसहसे सदा नमस्ते महालक्ष्मी करुणारसन हरे माधव मनोहरे श्री महालक्ष्मी करुणारस लहरी
Thank you so much, Mridula, for such a beautiful, soulful rendition of Madhava Manohari. And thank you all for watching the video till the end. Stay tuned for more such videos. Thank you. Namaste.